Hey everyone, it's been ages since the last video. We're now at about row number 30. Can't even remember what we were at for the last one. It's been going really well. We're currently in the midst of corona lockdown, and yeah, we're actually quite gifted to be where we are because we're at a eco village which is kind of locked down. Anyway, it has its own gates, and a lot of people are pretty can easily stay here. So the crew, that's down to about 9 people now, we're able to stay here at the camping facilities and kind of isolate ourselves within our little 9-person family. So it's actually worked out quite well for us, and we're allowed to just drive up and walk up to site, which is just a couple hundred meters. So it's worked out quite well, and we're able to keep building, which is really great. So yeah, we've just been going really good. We're coming up to some pretty important parts in the build. Here we have the top archway of our doorway, which is going to be our first cutout doorway. So there's 2 ways that you can do doorways in SuperAdobe. One is make a wooden form and the entire shape of the doorway and leave it in there, and then build the bags around it and then take the form apart. But this one we've done a kind of half and half. We've made a form for the archway at the top, but here we've marked where we need the edges of our doorways to be, and then we've just filled with sand in between, so you can slip the bags and then let the sand fall away, and then just clean up the edges. So the standard mix, which is a stabilized earth mix, goes a little bit, about 100 mil into the door frame, and so we just need to cut up and clean that out. So that's really fun. There's one here, and then there's one on the other side going into the other second storage room, which is behind these walls. And we're considerably up and over the Hobbit Door, which is really great. It's a great feeling to be able to just get over a doorway after being interrupted by it and having to fiddle around with the folds and all that. So it's really great. They're up above there, about 3 or 4 bags up above that. Our big archway here behind us is our main north-facing door that's going to bring in a lot of sunlight, and a lovely arch on the top as well, and we're about 2 bags away from that. Now the roof line in this is tricky to describe, but ultimately it's like a big staircase that the lowest point is here behind me, and then if you imagine stepping up all the way around to the highest point, which is back on the back wall there. And so the highest point on the back wall, not this one here, the one behind us, the highest point is about 4.5 meters still that we need to go up. But over here in this section, we've already reached the lowest point. So although it's 4.5 meters that we still need to go up, it's not 4.5 continual rows. So yeah, it's just going to start here, so we're done. So it's also a bit of a relief and a milestone to be now stepping back, because every row that we make gets shorter by about 500 mils. So it steps 500 mils back all the way up. So yeah, still a bit of work ahead of us. We've calculated we're about 2/3 through, 1/3 left on the bagging, and yeah, it's just going great. I might jump up the hill and give you guys a bit of a better view. Here you can a bit better see the rows. So we're at about row number 30, and yeah, it's just coming up really well. Behind me is the Hobbit Door. We installed that form before the first workshop, which was like 6 weeks ago, and then the whole thing is designed to be able to be screwed apart from the outside and completely collapsed and then pulled through. So the theory is that the bags support themselves. They've had ages to set up and cure with the cement and lime in them, and yeah, they'll hold their shape and hold their form and be able to support themselves. That's the beauty of SuperAdobe. You don't necessarily have to install lintels or other materials like steel or wood to be able to support openings like doors and windows. The bags, if properly laid and well mixed with a good mix ratio in them, they can go up and over the forms, and then the forms can come away. So the only waste product is the form itself, but it's a pretty good compromise, I think. Looks bloody awesome. That's probably a bit of a better view. Yeah, you can see better here. The first room here on the left is a bit of a pantry storage room, and then goes through to here where we've already put our floor in, which is a raised mezzanine section, and that will become a little bit of a daybed bedroom and a toilet and things like that. And coming up will be a big sculpted cob staircase, which will come all the way up and be very wavy and curvy and all those good things. And yeah, that's pretty much what we got. So here on this wall closest to me, this area just over here to the left, that needs to come up to that about 4.5 meter mark. So that's the highest point of the staircase, if you will, which will be those stepping parts which will accept the rafters for the roof. So the roof is going to slide downways like a staircase, and then the entire thing's going to get covered with earth. So it'll be completely covered and a completely underground Hobbit Studio, really. So it's going great. I'll try and do more videos, and yeah, everyone wash your hands.